Every generation has its own big test, its own challenge in learning how to govern itself. But for the generation growing up right now, wow, they're facing something totally new, this constant, never-ending flood of information. So in this explainer, we're going to dive into a really big question: how do we arm young citizens with the single most important skill they'll need, the ability to sort truth from all that noise? And that really is the heart of it, isn't it? How do we possibly teach young people to find the truth when they're swimming in a world that is just full of noise? And let's be super clear here. This isn't some abstract academic exercise. Oh no. This is a fundamental make or break challenge for any healthy democracy. I mean, just think about the difference for a second. Our parents or our grandparents, they got their news from maybe a handful of places, right? And there was usually this built-in pause, this delay for fact-checking. But today, young people are just bombarded. We're talking thousands of messages every single day, coming at them from all sides. Their phones, videos, social feeds. It's not just more information. It is a completely overwhelming, nonstop flood. And that right there, that's what's really at stake. Being able to navigate that flood, that's not some extra credit nice-to-have skill anymore. It is the absolute bedrock of a functioning democracy. Because what happens when we can't tell the difference between what's real and what's designed to manipulate us? Well, the whole system starts to crack. Okay, so what's the solution here? Where do we even begin? Well, it all starts with building the right mindset. And this is key. We're not trying to create a generation of cynics here, not at all. We're trying to cultivate a generation of discerning citizens. And believe me, there is a massive difference between those two things. And this really breaks it down. Look at this cynic. That's the person who just throws up their hands and says, it's all fake anyway. They assume nothing is true, and that just leads to bitterness and total distrust. But the discerning person? They do the opposite. They lean in. They start asking careful questions. They weigh the evidence, and they work their way toward a thoughtful, patient judgment. See the difference? One's a total dead end. The other is the only real path forward. So you can think of discernment like a muscle. It's not something you're just born with. It's something you have to build, day by day. It's the habit of seeking truth carefully, of actually testing claims honestly, and this is a big one, of just flat out refusing to let your judgment get hijacked by all the noise and outrage that's constantly being thrown at you. And this right here gets to the absolute heart of it. We're talking about genuine humility. The simple act of pausing and admitting, you know what, I might be wrong about this. That is not weakness. In fact, in an age where everyone seems so absolutely certain about everything, that little moment of doubt, that's your single greatest superpower. It's your best defense against being manipulated. Okay, so having the right mindset is huge, but it's not quite enough on its own, right? You also need a practical toolkit, a method, and that's exactly what this is. A super simple but incredibly powerful framework, just 5 core questions you can ask about pretty much any piece of information that comes your way. All right, let's run through them really quick. First up, who is speaking? You gotta check the source. It's step 1 for a reason. Second, what's actually being claimed here? And can you separate the hard facts from someone's opinion? 3, what's the evidence? Are they offering real proof or just making bold statements? 4, and this one is so important, what's being left out? What perspective are you not hearing? And finally, number 5, what's the tone? Is this piece trying to inform you, or is it designed to provoke you, to make you angry or scared? When you get right down to it, those 5 questions all serve one single purpose: to make you pause, just for a second. That tiny moment of hesitation, that choice not to immediately react or share, that's where real judgment begins. It just proves that old saying is true, right? Slowing down really is the beginning of wisdom. Now, this next part, this is where it gets really personal for all of us. Because look, we can talk about these tools and mindsets all day long. But how does this stuff really get learned? It happens through observation. So this is all about our role, your role, my role, as models for the next generation. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Discernment is caught as much as it is taught. We can give all the lectures we want about media literacy, but the lessons that actually stick, they're the ones young people see us living out every day. Our habits, for better or worse, are going to teach them way more than our words ever could. So what are they watching for? Well, they're noticing. Do we hit that share button instantly, or do we actually pause to check if something's true? They're listening to the way we talk about people we disagree with. Are we respectful or dismissive? They're definitely watching to see if we're willing to say, oops, I got that wrong, and correct ourselves. They're learning from our example every minute, whether we're modeling patience and charity or just constant outrage. Okay, so how do we actually put this all into practice? Let's get super concrete. I want to give you a simple 4-step action plan you can literally start using this week. This is how you can start cultivating this skill in your own life and, just as importantly, in the lives of the young people you care about. All right, here we go. Step 1. Find a young person, your kid, a student, a niece or nephew, and a news story, and just walk through those 5 questions together. It's an amazing conversation starter. Step 2. For this week, just give yourself one simple rule. Pause before you share. That's it. Just take a beat. Third, pick one event that's happening right now and find 2 totally different sources reporting on it. Compare them. I promise the contrast will be eye-opening. And finally, step 4, practice saying 3 of the most powerful words in the English language. I don't know. Seriously, try it. It's incredibly liberating. Because at the end of the day, this is about so much more than just being a savvy media consumer. In a free society, seeking the truth is not a passive hobby. It's an active, profound act of citizenship. It's how we take care of our communities. It's how we maintain the health of our republic. So I guess the real question for all of us is, are we willing to do the work?